And here we are on Monday, Memorial Day, out behind the church with our Mavic Mini. We flew a little bit yesterday, but it was just really too windy. So today we've got it out. You can see we're already into a hover here. So we're just getting it, getting comfortable with the controls. It's phenomenal how good the gimbal and all works. And now we're going to fly over toward the youth building and up toward the basketball court. All right. Making a slow, smooth turn around, looking at the backside of the church and our car. Again, just getting comfortable here with the maneuvers on the drone. And now we're going to take it up for a little bit of altitude so we don't run into any of the structures, and start a slow pan back toward the two mower sheds and the youth building. We're just going to fly it right down through the two and toward the basketball court. The gimbal on this thing is just phenomenal at how smooth it keeps everything, even with the aircraft maneuvering. And here we are approaching the east backboard for the basketball court. And we make a slow turn. And man, we need to get out and power wash the basketball court. It's dirty. We actually had volunteers that were going to come do it for us, a mission team and a bunch of other work, but COVID shut that down. So now we're going to practice the return to home automation on this, and it's going to climb to a pre-designated fly home altitude. Here in just a second, we get some nice views of the neighborhood as it soars up to, I think it goes to, I think the fly home altitude's about 120 feet. So it's now translating forward to get over the landing pad, and here in a minute I'll bring the gimbal down so we can see it, how it did on its emergency return to home. It's phenomenal, the technology in these drones. And there's the landing pad, and Beth and I, and here we come. And it's doing all this completely autonomously at this point. It automatically swings the gimbal up so you don't land on the camera. And there we are on the deck. And we'll get ready and do another launch here. Do some more flying around. And here we go. This thing doesn't waste any time coming off the pad. And we'll just zip over to the east side of the church, spin around, and well, taking the long way around, because I get turned around. Here we are. Could use a paint job there. We actually had that in work. And we'll just gain some altitude here and fly down across the roof, trying to avoid the trees on the south side of the education wing here. And there we go. Nice view, and again, absolutely rock solid video. And this isn't the maximum resolution this is capable of. I'm only shooting at 1080p at a cinematic 24 frames per second. It is capable of significantly more, but I like the way this looks. and the color and all that. It's on auto exposure right now. I can manually do it, but goodness, I don't see why at the moment. We're going to go do a little test of control here, and we're going to fly up to the car. I think that's next. We'll come up, fly up after we do this little turn around. You can adjust the gimbal up and down to do a pan. That is handled with the yaw on the quadcopter. So here we come down, and we're looking to the northeast in that view. And coming around, and there's the red car. We're going to fly up and look in the back of the red car, just as a testing myself in terms of the controls. Mind you, the technology on this drone helps immensely. And here we go. Just using the back of the car to set things up. Comes down nice and level. And then we'll do something, as far as I'm concerned, that's really cool. I've seen lots of dolly shots in motion pictures where they set down a heavy camera dolly track and a platform to get a tracking shot. Well, it's going to do that with me here. I'm calling it a walking droney or a selfie. And I'm just looking at it and giving it some forward translation, or actually sideways translation, since it's looking at me, as we drive over to the landing pad. So it is just really, really neat. Oop. Do not want to have it run into me. That might hurt it, and or me, or both. Gimbaling down, so there's the pad, and right over it. Bringing it down, and got to pivot it to put the nose into the wind. Probably should have oriented my H that way, but I didn't. So we're into the wind, and this thing has a really cool auto land, including flipping the gimbal up. So there we have it.